Most traders are not losing because of strategy. They're losing because they cannot control their execution once emotions hit. They overtrade, they chase after the move, they revenge trade after a loss, they throw their plan out mid-session, or they hesitate, miss the entry, and then take a worse one. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 biggest execution and discipline issues traders face, how to identify them in real time, what to do the moment they show up, and how to prevent them from taking over your trading. The hard part about trading is not usually knowing what a good setup looks like. The hard part is staying aligned with your rules once money, speed, and emotion get involved. A trader can have a solid setup on paper and still lose because they entered too many times, chased too late, moved away from the plan, or acted emotionally after a loss. Execution problems happen when your decision-making shifts from process to emotional reaction. And the dangerous part is they usually feel justified in the moment. That is why you need to know what these problems look like while they are happening, not just after the fact when you review the chart. Number 1 is overtrading. This is when a trader is making too many entries, taking too many setups, or lowering their standards just to stay involved. They stop being selective and start reacting to everything the market does. Overtrading usually comes from boredom, the need to make money fast, or fear of missing out. But more trades does not mean better trading. In most cases, it means lower quality decision making, so how do you identify it? You find yourself taking trades that were not A-plus setups. You are entering because something moved, not because your criteria were met. You cannot clearly explain why you took the trade, and usually the further into the session you go, the sloppier the decisions become. What do you do when it appears? You stop. Not later, right then. Step away for 5 minutes. Pull up your trading plan. Ask one question. Would I take this trade if it were my first trade of the day? If the answer is no, you are likely forcing it. How do you prevent it? Set a max trade limit. Define what qualifies as a valid setup before the session starts. And track how many times you took a trade that was technically available versus actually qualified. Number 2 is FOMO, fear of missing out. This happens when the move already started, the clean entry is gone, and instead of accepting that you missed it, you chase anyway. The problem is you are no longer entering at your price. You are entering at an emotionally inflated price because you cannot tolerate watching the move continue without you. FOMO traders are not trading the setup anymore, they are trading regret. How do you identify it? You say things like, I have to get in before it leaves. You stop caring about location. You ignore the fact that your stop now has to be wider, and you are entering because the move is happening, not because your rules lined up. What do you do when it appears? Say it out loud. The trade may still move, but my entry is no longer valid. That one sentence can save you a lot of money. Then wait for one of 2 things, either a proper retest or let it go completely. How do you prevent it? Predetermine your entry zones before price gets there. If price leaves the zone without you, the trade is gone. No negotiation. Missed trades are part of trading. Bad chase entries are optional. Number 3 is revenge trading. This is when a loss hits your ego harder than it hits your account, and now you are trying to get the money back immediately. Revenge trading is dangerous because the goal quietly changes. You are not trying to execute well anymore. You are trying to emotionally erase the loss. That is when position size gets bigger, patience gets smaller, and discipline disappears. How do you identify it? You feel urgent right after the loss. You want another trade immediately. You start lowering your standards. What do? You create a forced reset. No new trade for a set time period. How do you prevent it? Have a hard rule for what happens after a loss. Maybe 1 loss and reduce size, or 2 losses and you're done. You don't make emotional decisions after emotional events. Number 4 is breaking the plan mid-session. This is where a trader starts the day with rules. But once emotions hit, the rules disappear. The stop gets moved. The entry criteria get loosened. The size changes. The daily loss limit becomes flexible. The plan exists before the session, but not during. This is one of the clearest signs that the trader does not yet trust process under pressure. Anytime you hear yourself saying, just this once, that's the giveaway. What do? Pull the plan back into visibility, physically, have it on your desk, have it on your monitor. Checklist beats emotion every single time. Because when emotion rises, memory gets selective. Number 5 is hesitation. This is when your setup appears, you know it is there, but you freeze. You miss the clean entry, and later take a worse one because now the pain of missing it is stronger than the fear of entry. Fear disguised as patience. How do you identify it? You wait for extra confirmation that was never part of the original plan, and when price moves without you, you suddenly become willing to enter. Go back to the exact trigger criteria. If the setup met your rules, your job is execution. If it did not, your job is patience. No feelings involved. How do you prevent it? You need reps. You need screenshot review. You need to know, in writing, the exact trigger that gives you permission to act. Decision becomes objective. If any of these sound familiar, good. That means you are aware of the real problem. Most traders stay stuck trying to fix strategy when the actual leak is execution. These are not random mistakes, they are patterns. And once you can identify the pattern in real time, you can interrupt it before it costs you another account. Stop asking, what is my setup? Start asking, who do I become once pressure hits? Drop a comment with the one issue you deal with most. See you in the next one.